Hi, it's Jamie, and I'm doing a project from home. So I have my little setup here that I showed in the slabbing it at home video. So last night I created a slab and I let it set out for 12 hours. And the way that I got to this one is I used these wooden spoons. And because my roller at home is plastic, it was going to stick. So when I rolled it, I just put this cloth over it and rolled. And then when I needed to have it longer, I just moved this over and, rolled again. So for this project, this is what's called a hard slab or firm slab, stiff slab construction. And I haven't done a taco tray with stiff slab construction before, but I wanted to try it out, so here we go. From here to here is 10 inches, and this from here to here it's 6 inches. And I have marks where it is every 2.5 inches. So I'm just going to cut those now. When you're working with stiff slab, it's important to have something to line up against as you're going. As you can see, it took me 3 or 4 passes to get through that clay. Okay, so the way that I foresee this going down is that I'm going to connect it like this. Here, I'll set it up. Might be easier. Like this, this, and then this. So that should be my taco tray. So let's see how it goes. Oh, so one thing I'm just discovering now is I have a big wrinkle from my shirt. So I actually made an extra one just in case. So I'm going to set this aside and use this piece instead. Okay, I set it up again because I had to figure out where the overlap was. So on this piece I wanted to sit on top of that one, and then this one was going to be behind it, and then this one on top, just to make sure it was equal. So I'm just going to trace this. I'm going to start with my first piece, and I'm just going to use the comb. And once again, if you don't have a comb or other scoring tool, you can just use your knife and go back and forth. Is slip in here, and I'm using that. It's just watered down clay, and I'm using that to help join these pieces together. So when you're working with hard slab, stiff slab, you want to make sure that you don't skip this part, and sometimes you even have to go back twice, and just to make sure you have a really good application. All right, so this is what I was looking for. It's a expired hotel room key. Anyway, it's like an expired card. And what I'm going to use this for now is to clean up the edges. And I'm going to do that before attaching some feet. So one of the things that you can do when you have this join is you can go back, like cross hatch against it. And then you can use the card to smooth it out. So everything is joined and I don't see the seams. What I could do next before putting on the feet is just get my finger wet and use that to compress the edges. So I could be done here. I could just say, hey, there's my chunky taco tray. But I'm thinking that I want to put the feet on, so I'm just going to put this up over to the side And I'm going to look at this now. And here's what I decided to do, is I am going to go ahead with a chunky foot. What I did is I just drew a diagonal against this corner. And so this is, I'm going to cut out the piece that's going to fit on that. That's a 45. So for right now, I'm just going to use this card and I'm going to mark where that cutout's going to go. And I'm just going to carry it down the line. Theoretically, this is all squared away, squared off. So I should just be able to, you know, have a surface with a straight edge. It's not working. That I can use to cut or measure and cut. So I'm just going to measure an inch down. And that's where they're all going to go, is an inch down from each side. I guess this is the moment of truth when we set it down to make sure that it sits evenly. Looks good. But since this is still a fresh connection, I'm gonna put it back up on its side, and I'm gonna let that, I think it was important to do that to make sure that these all, it gets leveled. Like I could have just lifted it and dropped a little bit to make sure it's all the same. So I'm gonna keep it on its side for now. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna clean up this mixture of stuff that was left over. So you can do that with your brush. You can just come through and clean it up that way. And then you can run a, sometimes what I've been doing is running the end of the stick through and just making sure that seam is sealed. So I'll do that for all the pieces. But this one's done. So I hope you try a stiff slab project while you're in lockdown. And I just forgot how fun it was to work with that stuff. Anyhow, I'm going to close out the project for now. Take care. See you next time.